Hi everyone, welcome to For the Love of Dogs, and I'm Arthur Benjamin, founder of American Dog Rescue, and look who's back. It's our lovely co-host, Farrah White.
Yay.
Welcome back, Farrah.
Thank you. So happy to be back. And of course, Bandit is with us too.
Hey guys, I'm here.
And later in the show, we're going to tell you how you can vote for Bandit for a very worthy cause.
Our first guest today is helping find homes for dogs all over the country. Stacy Smith is Vice President of the Humane Society of Flower Mound. She joins us with details of an incredible program, Love on Wheels.
First off, congratulations on Love on Wheels.
Thank
I know you guys have sent something like almost 400 animals?
Over 400 now.
Over
Yes.
400 animals.
We celebrated our 1-year anniversary last week by sending our 400th dog to New York.
And you do exclusively New York?
Mm-hmm.
Over
this
what
time.
length of time?
Over 12 months.
Wow.
12 months,
1 year.
400
That's
dogs.
wonderful.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Well, tell us who you have with you today.
I have Camille with me right now, and
Hi,
she
Camille.
is headed to New York next
Camille,
Tuesday.
And Camille has a very interesting tongue. She's got a spotted tongue.
Yeah, lots of breeds, including Labs and Goldens and, of course, Chows, and other breeds can have purple on their tongue. We don't know exactly what her mix is, but she looks mostly Lab.
Yeah, and tell us a little bit about her. How old is she? you think?
Camille is about a year old, and she came out of the Midlothian shelter, I believe.
Okay.
And she had been there for a while, and like a lot of black dogs, was just being overlooked. And she's a great little dog. But we heard about her, and that's exactly what our program is about, is taking dogs that aren't quite getting adopted in our local shelters and putting them in foster homes and sending them to a shelter in New York where they have actually a shortage of dogs available in shelters.
Well, I'm also amazed that in areas like New York, black dogs are the favored dog.
You
Well, they're
it's
designer.
great.
It's the yellows
more of a
that get
designer.
It's so
dog.
great. When we send these, black dogs and these little kind of plain black and tan dogs or
Yeah.
just little brown dogs, and they are always the first ones to get snapped
See,
up.
they match the
Nice.
designer shoes and coats.
Yeah.
So she's on her way to New York.
She is.
That'll be wonderful. And how will she get there?
Wait, she's going to speak for us with a New York accent
Oh.
now. Come on, listen to me, and then you can do it. I don't think it's going to
Can you
happen.
say?
That's okay.
Can you say "use" instead of "y'all"? I
Use
bet
guys.
she can. She can learn.
Well, tell us a little bit more about Love on Wheels.
Well, it's a program that we started last year, and we were trying to get something like this going for a long time because we were aware that in certain parts of the country, people actually go into shelters and don't find the dogs that they're looking for. As opposed to Texas, where we just have shelters overflowing with practically every breed you can imagine.
So how does it work? Just walk us through
So
the
we
process.
take dogs from primarily Denton County and then some of the rural shelters around DFW, and we put the dogs in foster homes for about 2 weeks so that we make sure that they're not carrying any illness or anything like that. We get them spayed and neutered, heartworm tested, vaccinated, all that good stuff. And then once we know that they're good and healthy and ready to go, they get on a truck and they take a trip to New York. We have a partner shelter there called Helping Hounds Dog Rescue that takes them in, and often they get adopted within days of arrival. And in fact, some dogs, because we list them on Pet Finder in New York before they even get there, some dogs have people waiting for them when they get there.
Oh.
Yeah, so pretty exciting.
And she's giving me a manicure.
Now, do you work with certain organizations?
Well, it's a program through the Humane Society of Flower
Okay.
Mound, but we have partnered in order to increase the number of dogs that we send. We've partnered with a group called Paws for Irving Animals
Okay.
that takes dogs out of the Irving shelter, and also the Humane Society of Wichita County, which takes dogs mostly from the Wichita Falls shelter. And we just recently added the Humane Society of North Texas in Fort Worth.
that's
So
great.
they're going to be sending dogs with us too. And we're hoping to expand that more this year.
So how much does it cost to send a dog to New York?
It costs about $150 for us to get the standard veterinary care done for a dog. And that's the spay or neuter, heartworm test, vaccines, deworming, flea and heartworm preventative, all that good stuff.
But that doesn't include the trip to New York.
Correct. It's another $150 per dog to send them to New York on the truck. And so Helping Hounds pays that fee, but all the veterinary costs are incurred by us. So
Helping Hounds is out of where?
they're in DeWitt, New York, which is a suburb of Syracuse.
And how do you raise your money?
It's all through donations. We don't collect adoption fees on these dogs.
Really?
Unlike the dogs in our regular local adoption program where we kind of recoup at least some of the money. All of these are just money out the door, so we have to do fundraising. We did get a grant last year from the ASPCA which is great. So that has really helped us be able to continue this program. And we're just looking for sponsors for each dog, or people to do little fundraisers. We've had lots of people do,
What?
Cincy fundraisers
What?
and things like that to help.
What are you saying? Wait,
And she's
listen,
so
listen.
beautiful. What?
Bandit says he wants to sponsor a dog.
Really?
Would you like to sponsor
He
a
wants to
dog?
sponsor a dog.
Bandit.
Yay,
thank you,
Bandit.
Bandit.
Yay,
Like
Bandit.
that?
That's so wonderful. Can you say thank you, Camille? That's probably you that he's sponsoring.
Look at that.
Bandit's
Little
going to
sweetie.
sponsor Camille.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, Camille's so pretty. Her teeth are whiter than mine.
Yeah, she's very young.
I might need to go to the. Don't
She's
say
very
that.
young,
Why you
and
bring up the age?
Well, I mean, we are limited. The dogs that have to go there have to be a specific sort of dog. They have to be very hardy, of course, to be able to handle a long trip on a truck and all of that stress.
How long does that take?
It's about 4 days. They get on the
Ooh.
truck on Tuesday and they arrive Friday
It's a long
night.
trip.
That is a
So
long
it is
trip.
a long trip, but they stop. Part of the reason it's so long is that the company that takes them, Dog Runner Pet Transport, they're wonderful people, and they stop every 4 to 6 hours and walk everybody and get them all out. So they're not
How
just
many
in
dogs
cages
on a
for
truck?
4 days. Usually we send about 30 to 40, but the truck itself can hold up to 70 or 80 dogs.
Maybe I need to go with a GoPro and we'll do a field assignment.
I just got a GoPro and I was thinking of sending
We'll go in the truck. We'll go in the truck and record the trip.
I think that it's a great idea. We should send you about August 15th.
Well, the truck is air conditioned
Well,
and
we'll
heated.
put her in the unair conditioned
Oh,
section.
no, there is no such section. It's really neat. They have sleeping quarters in the front, so once the dogs are on the truck, they're never away from the people.
That's
It's-
so nice.
great.
It's a great setup.
Now, do you have any fosters available here locally?
Well, we always have. You mean foster dogs? Oh, yes. We have our local adoption program has about 40 dogs in it at any given time, and so those are totally separate from the Love on Wheels dogs. But of course, our goal is to try to be able to place as many of these dogs as possible here in Texas. I think of Love on Wheels and programs like it as hopefully a temporary solution until we can get the population down here in our own state.
So with the Love on Wheels program, there's an end date. What does that mean?
Well, the end date means that when you're fostering, you're not fostering indefinitely. Some people are reluctant to foster because they're afraid they'll get stuck with the dog for 6 months, or they'll fall in love with it and they won't be able to give it up, or we hear lots of excuses for not fostering. But Love on Wheels, you take a dog and you're going to have it for about 3 weeks and then it's going to leave. And we don't allow our fosters to adopt our dogs in the Love on Wheels program because that messes up the synchronicity of getting them all on the truck on time and getting them to New York. So it's sort of a relief to fosters not to have that pressure.
Yeah.
They don't have to decide whether to keep a dog and fall in love with it, and
Right.
they also know that at the end of the month the dog is going to be gone and they can take a break if they want.
Well, any events coming up for Humane Society Flower Mound?
Oh, just lots and lots of transports. We're doing 2 transports a month with Love on Wheels, so that's
great.
keeping me pretty busy right now.
I bet it is. It sounds like an incredible program. I think it's a great original idea, getting these animals up there and getting them to homes right away. And I loved it. Some of them are already pre-adopted.
And Bandit wants to wish Camille luck.
Yes,
Thank
he
you,
does.
Bandit.
If you want to learn more about the Humane Society of Flower Mound or sponsor a trip for their Love on Wheels program, call 972-691-7387, or you can visit them online at hsfm.org.
Still to come on today's show, a few of the upcoming spring events for dogs and how to keep your puppies safe in spring. So stay with us.
Every year, families in North Texas unknowingly spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in support of neglect, abuse, and disease. When you buy a puppy from a parking lot or flea market, you could be supporting the cruelty of puppy mills that profit from dogs bred in abusive conditions. Help us stop the cycle. To learn how, go to spca.org/no-puppy-mills and take the puppy pledge.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
My name is Teresa. This is Scooter.
My name is Amber. This is Duke.
I'm Dr. Dixon, and this is Annie.
I'm Emily. This is Jackson.
I'm Kelsey, and this is Skittles.
My name is Miko. This is Chloe.
My name is Ty. This is Callie.
My name is Tamar. This is Simon.
My name is Renee. This is Snowball.
My name is Dr. Miller. This is Fletcher.
My name is Eric. This is Sport.
My name is Stacy, and this is Britches.
And I'm a pet lover first.
And I am a pet lover first.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Welcome back. You're watching For the Love of Dogs.
Our next guest just keeps track of all of the dog-friendly events in North Texas. And today, she's here. Yvonne Ybarra with Dallas Dog Life is here with a long list of pet-friendly events for St. Patrick's Day and Easter. So welcome back.
It's nice to be back. Thanks.
So the first tip is don't let your dog drink green beer.
Definitely try to keep that to a minimum. I know it happens, but...
A sip?
I've heard of a lot of people who claim their dogs really do like to drink beer. Chewy's on the wagon, so he's never tried that. He's never tried it.
Chewy's so awesome. Welcome back, Chewy.
Hey, Chewy.
He's the ambassador of Dog Life.
Look at those ears go up.
Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit about what people should think about today if they're taking their animal out to the parade.
Well, I did come with a couple of tips for not only today's St. Patty's Day parade, but for the slew of events that's going to come up. This being the spring, it's just festival time. So not only they're going to be dog festivals, but they're going to be people festivals that people are going to bring their dogs to. And so there's a lot of safety tips that you need to keep in mind. The first thing I would say is to know your dog. Make sure that you are bringing a dog, if you're bringing a dog to an event, that they really do like to be out in public. There's some dogs that are just not excited about it. They're scared of big crowds. They don't like loud noises. Or they're reactive to other dogs or people, or they don't like people touching them. And in events like this, people are kind of, loose. They've had a couple of drinks, and maybe they're not, paying attention to the signals. And so if your dog is not extremely tolerant, maybe just leave him at home. The second thing is to always keep an eye on your dog if you're bringing him. It doesn't take long. I tell people, think of it like you have a toddler. In a second, something can happen. A dog can hike his leg very quickly on something or someone that they're not supposed to, or get into some food or something that's dropped on the ground, and you want to make sure to watch them. Not just for something that they could get into, but make sure that they're actually still having a good time. They're not too tired. Especially small dogs like Bandit and Chewy, they tend to, especially with all this fur, they can get overheated quickly. Their little legs get tired. They just, seem to not have a good time for as long as we can have a good time. So just keep an eye on them. And another thing is about the leashes. So if you're going to bring your dog to a big event with a lot of people, leave the flexi leashes at home. And flexi leashes are those leashes with the handles that have the little zip ties to them. There's a lot of injuries that can occur. You not only don't have as much control over your dog as you would if you had a fixed leash, but those flexi leashes can quickly cut into your hand if you happen to grab it. They also tend to get children a lot around the calves because they'll, the dog will zip past them, and those things are pretty sharp. So
that's a great point. Whenever you're in a crowd, you want about a 3 to 4 foot leash that you can wrap around your hand to control the dog.
Exactly.
You can also go with a short lead leash, which is about
I would say,
2.5 feet.
2.5 feet, 3 is the most you want to have your dog away from you. And, just keep an eye on your dog. Clean up after your dog. Make sure you bring poop bags. Make sure you bring water.
Bring your poop bags
and your
water.
It's like a...
Hydrate, poop bags, hydrate.
It's like the lifeguards at a pool. Just because there's somebody there, maybe sometimes they have people out there who are, cleaning up after dogs. Just don't rely on them. Make sure you clean up after your own dog. And as far as who should attend these events, not only to make sure that your dogs are comfortable in crowds, but if you have a puppy, a very small puppy, I've seen a lot of very young puppies that are too young to be out at these events. Puppies have 3 rounds of booster vaccinations that they should go through. They are usually started around 6 weeks, and they're spaced out every 3 to 4 weeks. So dogs younger than 3 or 4 months shouldn't be out there because they're not immune.
They shouldn't be around other dogs.
No, they shouldn't be on the ground. They shouldn't be anywhere where dogs have pooped or peed because they're just not immune to really bad diseases like distemper and parvo and then things that, you know, just wait a little while, wait a few months, and then take your dog out and get them ready to be socialized with everybody.
Well, those are really good tips.
They are.
Especially the green beer tip.
The green beer tip. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of it, so just keep an eye on your dog. There's a lot going on today. There's the Greenville Avenue Parade, which is huge. There's the race in the morning or right now, and then there'll be the parade that goes on into the evening. There's also a Duck Team 6 event, adoption event and fun event at Lake House Bar and Grill on Northwest Highway, so that'll be fun. And in these next coming weeks, there's going to be plenty of events. So all of it's on Dallas Dog Life/events, dallasdoglife.com/events.
That's great. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Yeah,
That's really
absolutely.
good.
Because I think people go and they get into having a good time, and they need to realize that they need to stay responsible for their pet.
Right.
You know, or have their pets Uber home or something.
Yeah. Uber. Yeah, it can be somewhat, you know, challenging. So you're out having a good time, and then you realize that your dog is ready to go home. So what do? I would definitely suggest go ahead, take your dog home. Don't put him in the car. Don't, you know, think that he's going to be fine. You know, just sitting there. It's going to be warm, and even if it's not hot, it can get warm in a car very quickly. So just don't put your dog in the car while you continue to have your good times.
Tell us about Easter and things coming up around Easter.
I'm so excited for Easter. So every year there's a huge event on the Easter Sunday. This year it's April 20th, Sunday, April 20th, and it's 2 events. So there's Easter in the Park, which is a huge public event at Lee Park in the Turtle Creek area of town. So you can bring your picnic baskets, you can bring blankets, there's going to be tons of vendors, and it's just, you know, big family-friendly, dog-friendly event. So at the end of the event, or towards the end of the event, is the annual Pooch Parade, where dogs are getting up and dressed up in their Easter finest, their you know, bonnets. There's there's a parade for just rescue dogs, so that people can go out and see which dogs are available to be rescued and adopted. And then there are the contests, so the, you know, look-alike, you know, who looks like their owner, and, you know, scariest. There was last year, I believe, there was this big group of zombie dogs, which was a little weird for Easter.
So a good time to be had by all. So for a list of all of these great events, you can check out Dallas Dog Life online. Go to dallasdoglife.com or visit Yvonne on Facebook, Twitter, and she's on YouTube.
Yep.
And up next, you're going to meet our rescue story of the week and find out how you can vote for Bandit for a very special honor. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Crow, and I'm a musician and a mother, and this is Buttercup. She's also a mother, but not by choice. She's a survivor of a puppy mill. Buttercup spent her life in a dirty wooden hutch, forced to produce litter after litter. She never went to a veterinarian or a groomer. She never had a soft spot to rest or a kind touch. She existed this way in cruel isolation year after year. Puppy mills are mass production factories where mother dogs suffer their entire lives, producing nearly 100% of puppies sold in pet stores and on the internet. When these dogs are no longer able to produce, they are often destroyed. Buttercup's nightmare ended the day Animal Rescue Corps saved her life. She finally knows what it means to have a loving family. But for the millions of dogs suffering in the estimated 15,000 puppy mills across the United States, this nightmare continues. Animal Rescue Corps and I ask you to visit your local shelter or rescue when choosing your next animal companion. You will not only be saving a life, you will be helping put an end to this cruel industry. Please go to animalrescuecorps.org to learn more about ending puppy mills. Buttercup and I thank you.
So I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Live with a human for a while and you get to know a few things. Like, I know she's actually not a morning person. I know she does strange tricks for no treats. I know that water makes her howl like crazy. I even know how the floor stays so clean. She's quick. But the one thing I will never for the life of me know is how she gets so tiny and inside that box. Natalie, how do you get so tiny?
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back. We all know how special Bandit is, but now the world will know, or at least have a chance to vote for him. Bandit is in the running to be in the 2014 American Humane Association Hero Dog of the Year Awards. I mean, wow, that is a huge accomplishment. Arthur, how did all of this come about?
Well, Bandit's been, as you know, how he's changed my life, and he's gone through so much from being a service, from being a rescue dog and being rehabilitated because he couldn't use his rear legs.
Yeah, he would just drag his legs.
And then becoming a service dog and trying to help a female soldier, but winding up with me, and how he changed my life. Well, I wound up being asked to nominate him for American Humane's Hero Dog of the Year in a special category called Emerging Hero Dogs, which are ordinary dogs that wind up doing extraordinary things. Really a demonstration of the human-animal bond. And Bandit got nominated, and everybody can help by voting for him.
Well, and this is a little fellow who actually was going to be put down initially, that now has had these extraordinary things.
American Dog Rescue rescued him when his breeder was going to put him down because he had back legs that wouldn't work.
That's absolutely heartbreaking, and look at him now. So how can we vote for him?
Well, it's pretty simple. You just go to www.voteforbandit.com.
www.voteforbandit.com.
And you can see Bandit's story, and you can visit the American Dog Rescue Facebook page, or go to the website or whatever, and it's all right there. Or you just go to that site, www.voteforbandit.com, and it'll take you right there to vote on the American Humane page.
And then you can probably send that link to all your friends and tell them to send it to all their friends.
And you can vote every day for 90 days.
Every day. Let's help Bandit win something. Let's have Bandit bring something home for us.
I want to be a hero.
He is a hero
already. He is a hero already.
But let's let the world know. Okay, it's time now for our rescue story of the week. This story comes from the Humane Society of Flower Mound.
Stacy's back. Hi, Stacy.
Hi, good to be
Along
back.
with Camille Barclay.
Barclay, yes.
Yes, slight Australian accent there. Who has with her the dog I knew as Frodo, who is now?
We've named him Pendlebury.
Pendlebury.
Pendlebury. Very Australian.
Yes, named after an Australian footballer.
So, Frodo, it was supposed to be on a Love on Wheels trip to New York.
But now Pendlebury will be on this Love on Wheels, but something stopped her, right?
Yeah, what happened?
Well, Pendlebury and his brothers and sisters, there were 6 total in the litter, were originally pulled from a shelter in Mount Pleasant to go on the Love on Wheels trip. So we were anticipating that they would leave at the end of January. But unfortunately, about 2 days after we got them, they all came down with parvo. So we had 6 very, very, very sick puppies with us, and they all required hospitalization and lots of expensive care for a few weeks. And when that happens, we're not able to afford to send the dogs to New York. We have to keep them here and recoup an adoption fee and try to do some fundraising and things like that. So Frodo has been going around to some events and being our little ambassador dog for the parvo puppies. And now he's been lucky enough to find a home with Camille and her family. So we're all very excited.
Aww. Oh, nice. So what made you want to keep him?
He's just beautiful.
He is
He
beautiful.
has such a great personality. He's very friendly, and my family just love him.
And he speaks Australian.
Well,
He
he
does.
looks Australian.
Well, and Camille and her family were our very first Love on Wheels fosters a year ago.
Oh, how nice.
And they weren't able to adopt a dog on their own because
Originally, being from Australia, we weren't sure whether we were going to move back. We're only here temporary. But now it looks like we're here for a bit longer, so we can have our own dog.
Nice.
And her
That's so
kids have been
wonderful.
so wonderful. They've trained all these dogs. They've said goodbye to 12 foster dogs already. And so we thought it was so great that they could have a dog of their own.
You know, this takes me back, and it probably takes our viewers back to Sea Lion.
Oh, yeah.
Sea Lion, who was...
Oh,
there goes that
man.
Australian.
Come here,
Sea Lion was rescued in Thailand, and he was adopted in Australia and came to visit us in Texas.
Oh, brilliant.
For, how long was he here? He was here
He was
6
here
months?
6 months.
He was
Yes.
here 6 months to get him into Australia without a 6 month quarantine. So he came to Texas, lived with a family for 6 months, and then went to
Right.
Australia with a 30-day quarantine. And he's living with a wonderful family over there now.
Fantastic.
Ellie. Well, he is a great dog. I didn't even realize that you had adopted him, and I took pictures and texted them to people saying, hey, he's available for adoption. That's why I'm like, how do you spell this?
No, I've only had him for 3 days.
Well, he's a sweetheart.
He looks like he's doing so well considering parvo and
Yes.
recovery, and look at him now.
They were very, very sick puppies. We've had a terrible parvo outbreak already this year. We've had 10 dogs in our program alone since January that have had parvo. So we've spent well over $15,000 just on parvo treatments this year.
My goodness.
So,
okay, so we're going to need some people
yeah.
to go to the website and help
Yes,
them out.
please.
A little bit.
That would be wonderful.
Well, thanks so much for sharing Pindleberry's story. I'm afraid, as usual, we're out of time. There's never enough to have to finish out today's show. But I want to thank our other guests for being here, and I want to let Farah tell you to...
Well, to keep up for the love of dogs and American Dog Rescue on our website at americandogrescue.org. And you can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
So remember, vote for Bandit.
That's right.
At www.voteforbandit.com. And for all of us here at For the Love of Dogs, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.